Hello guys and welcome to another video. This one is going to be the one that I teach you guys how to farm Orns as a fresh tier 10 using the class Beowulf using the specialization Tamer. So let me jump right in and let us talk about what we're going to be doing just before we begin. So first things first, you're gonna be buffing up. Let me tell you about the pets though. So I'm using the green bird pet. This is a tier 10 pet. It is always available. Another option is the Fey Cactus, which is always available, or the Chimera, which is always available too. Chimera for the hard boss modes might be difficult because there is the Fallen Beowulf and he is immune to dragon damage. So it might be a bit hard to use that one. So I would recommend Fey Cactus or this guy. Yes, that guy. So yes, guys, you can see the name on the screen. Write it down, look him up. He has some pretty decent skills and he's a really strong one once you get him buffed and going. So what I like to do is, as I said, I'm in my gear. I'm Beowulf. So Beowulf has access to all sorts of gear. So you'll realize I'm using very random gear. And that's because I'm just trying to cover all of the bases. So my helmet or my shield for petrification, immunity, my chest piece. The shield can be a fallen shield for the cursed immunity. I'm using my chest piece, a Balder battle robe. Any Balder piece has cursed immunity, so it can be the head or the boots. And you just need the normal version of it for the immunity, because in hard modes you won't be able to use any potions to cleanse yourself, and unless you are at home you won't have access to any pets to remove any debuffs you might have on. My sword, the Crystallis, will make it so that when I use something like Bear's Might or Mimic's Mischief or even Golem's Fortitude, I will not get any negative stats from them. So I'm trying to clear up all the negative stats I might get from my side by buffing and from the side of the monsters I might face. One of the common monsters faced in the early floors of tier 10 dungeons are cockatrices. So you definitely don't want to be caught lacking there. Another one is the Anko, which can curse and it can put you to sleep. The Lovakenge, is that what they're called? Those guys, the dark and light ones, I believe the dark one can put you to sleep too. So if you want to put in an Anko's ring to prevent that, and that also has cursed immunity, just cover all your bases so you are not caught lacking in the dungeon. Then you just boss mode, hard mode, hold to enter as you're continuing alone, hop out, boss hard, hold to enter, hop out. Yeah, that's the guy I was talking about that can make you sleep. Hard boss. Now you just buff up really quickly. So I'm gonna put on Call of Dumber. I don't seem to have it. Interesting. Did I change over from? No, I didn't. And I'm going to use this one as my second skill because it's going to make it so that I can put on something like Divine Bastion, and that will help me to use double edge to make my pet stronger. But the Dumber makes it so that he doesn't attack, because I don't want to be wasting the turns, the rounds, the monsters, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to waste them in my normal buffing gear because he will murder them. I want to have my normal gear, my Orn gear on when I'm doing that. And yeah, so make sure you have on all your buffs. You can even use Ward of Balor, but I try to do it quicker so I don't do that. Then I'm back over here to do the same thing, and then I will do the same thing again in the third one. I will get back to you guys when I've done that. And once I've done that, I have Doom on me, so I'm gonna have to switch out and start killing. But once I've buffed up in all of them, I just hop over to my setup that I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna dual wield just because I have it. And pretty much you're gonna be using your best Orn bonus gear. And the kicker for being a Beowulf and doing this is you can use anything you want, and especially weapons. The quality of your weapons do not matter. So usually the quality of your what do you call it now? Your gear don't really matter either. But your quality weapons don't matter for another reason. Usually you need quality weapons so that you do more damage. Your pet has his own stats, so your buffs will be what buff your pet stats, not your weapons. So your weapons can be normal quality. They don't have to be 200% ornates. They can be normal quality, but they still need to be God forged. They still need to be God forged so they have the maximum amount of rewards for their level then, because that would be level 13. So if they are normal, they can be 1 to 10 and they will only give the basic stats. Once they're master forged, they will give a big bonus, and then once they're demon forged, a bigger bonus, and then they're god forged, the biggest bonus. You want them both to be demon forged or god forged at least. If you can't afford it, at least master forged normal ones. And you need both of them. If you can't use two yet, like you need to be a bit defensive, one is fine. Ensure that they're both the same quality. Ensure they're both the same quality. You can get the Mightiest Mimic head from the Mightiest Mimic World Raid boss, or you can get a variation that has different effects from the different mimics in the game, in the dungeons. The Court Jester's top, this is found in the arena, and you just spar a lot to get that, or you do Coliseum runs. You guys should know where Band of Gods comes from if you're tier 10. I'm not going to talk about that. And you just use boots that have a lot of defense and a lot of res. As I know that most persons don't have good gear, I'm using something that is a bit trash, just because I know that if I go through the dungeon and don't get hit, it might give you guys a false sense of security. And I'm actually not going to use that either, because that has some immunities. So I'm going to use this. I'm already immune to dragon, so this won't have much of an effect. And this has just as trash stats as that. And we're going to go in, and as I said, now we're just going to clear them quickly. So we set up 3 before. We're going to make sure our buffs are on. And we're just going to clear them really quickly. So we just hop in, and we're going to start with Call of Skadi, because remember we used Dumber so that it wouldn't do any damage to the stuff while we were buffing. I'm going to use Fortify here, so I get some ward turns. I'm going to use the Fuse Ward here, so I get some mana. And I'm going to keep my temporary attack up, because remember we need to be buffing the pet. So as long as you're buffing the pet, he will do right by you. And then you can use Double Edge to get your HP a bit lower, because that too is a buff for the pet. I'm going to use Fortify again here. So ensure you always have at least 5 ward turns. I've been slacking because anything can happen. You can get stunned, you can get slept. A lot can happen because Beowulf does not have steadfast. Beowulf does not have steadfast. So this one is trying to do his best me impression by one-shotting me, but I'm not going to allow that. So, oh shoot, please kill him. Oh, there. Oh, that was a nice one. So in a case like this, you're going to hop out and you're going to grab Stun Dart and pray to sweet baby Jesus that you have enough mana to cast it. So let's see. Oh dear, I do have enough mana. Stun Dart. See ya. And you can notice that you're getting a bit of Orns. And as Bayo, you can also crit to get back mana, which comes in very, very clutch. I'll also use a bit of Diffuse Ward there, and I'll use my Worm Song for the temp buff, and we just continue. So this is why you don't use Chimera in here, because Chimera won't be able to hit this freak, but he won't be able to hit you either. That was very intimidating. Thank you. And you just keep it balanced. You just make sure you have enough mana to do stuff, because running out of mana is a bit dangerous here. Damn, boys. Luckily he did not crit though. And yes, as I said, it ain't gonna be the easiest, but once you get the hang of it, it does become 1, fun, and 2, very lucrative. So it's all up to you to learn it properly. Ma'am, I'm doing a video here. Please. I'm doing a video. And you would have noticed I got a nice little reward at the end there. And I just pretty much go through all of them immediately. So whatever I did not speak about in the video, because this is the third time I've done this video, because the first time I felt like I left out some stuff. The second time, this phone was full, so I had to delete that one because it was like half of the video. And then now this time should be the one. Alright, so I need to use the Fuse Ward to grab some ward, and I will recharge my ward just so I can use the Fuse Ward again whenever I so please. And yes, I hope this has been an educational video for you guys. I hope you're seeing the Orns. It's not the most in the world, but it's a good start. And you just keep doing this hard mode, boss mode. And when you're out of keys, you can come over to my server to do your key runs. There are always tier 8s there looking to be carried. And right here, I would do some mana. Okay then, brother. That was unnecessary. Yes, guys, so yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, leave them below. If you want to catch up with me, I have my Discord server linked in the description below. I would like to shout out my patrons. You got my boy Erin, you got my boy Burton, you got my boy Sexy, you got my boy Ember. Guys, I'm very bad at names, so if I mispronounce your name, be sure to let me know and I will pronounce it better the next one. And we have my boy Deluxe. So yes, I thank you all for your patronage, and I hope to do better videos. And yes, I hope to help you guys even more in the future. I hope this one was a good one. I hope this one taught you guys something. Anyway, guys, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.